Girl, we about to just get this party started. I don't have time. I don't have time to play with these people. My ring is in the other room, so I'm just going to put this on. It's silver, but it's okay. All right. So, what are we doing? We have our matcha green tea concoction with honey and vanilla creamer, a little bit of honey, a little bit of creamer. We got our cedar wood incense going. You might see the smoke coming from both directions because I have an incense over here and I have an incense over here, and I'm burning cedar wood, Morningstar cedar wood. I've been using Morningstar since I was in my 20s. But they have good cedar wood, and the myrrh smells so good. I love the way myrrh just reminds me like of spicy cinnamon. It's just it just smells so good. And yeah, I've been using Morningstar since I was in my 20s, like since I lived in Koreatown. That was 20 more than 20 years ago. Anyways, so my nose has on track shoes today, and it is running, so I will be dabbing my nariz frequently. So excuse me in advance. Pardon me in advance. Oh, and I have on these different glasses today. I had on my red glasses and they were really cute. Oh, my eyes are looking red, huh? See, no, it's black. We're doing black on black on black on black on black. The scarf, I just literally just, you could tell I just threw it up here, and that's just how it's gonna go. I let the ancestors guide me when I'm tying my scarves. You might see some streaks on these glasses too. These glasses are super old. If you look at my old videos, you can see, but I can still see out of them, of course. And so I use them as throwaway. I had some clear ones that I used as throwaway, but I stopped using those. So I'm using these as throwaway. And so here we are. But you might see streaks on them. Like you can definitely see streaks on them. And I can't get them clean, but I wanted to wear them. I can't get them without the streaks on them. So I'm a little cold. I know tomorrow is All Hallows Eve, but I am wearing my Witch's Brew Coffee Company shirt. Stop in for a spell. Established in 1962. So, what are you guys going to be for Halloween? I'm not going to be anything. I'm already an old witch, but my son is going to be fresh from Subway Surfers. So, listen, let me tell you, this is how I raise my sons. You tell me you want to be something for Halloween. You're 16 years old. You need to send me the links to the Halloween costume. I am not looking for your Halloween costume for you. Now, what I did buy him for his Halloween costume was a little portable. It looks like a boom box, but it's little, and it has a Bluetooth capability, so it actually does play. So he can. It's a little boom box. It's not a big boom box that fresh, because there was a lot of like inflatable boom boxes, and I was like, you're gonna be this for one time. I'm not about to spend. I don't care if it is $5. I'm not as about to spend money on this, and you're not gonna use it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so, oh, was that changing? Did that change the vibe? Was that changing the vibe? I don't think so. It wasn't that much, huh? Anyway, so I need the mirror here because I'm telling you, my nose has been running this morning. I did my drain, and I did my drain, right here, doing my like draining. So I don't know if that might be a reason. I did my draining this morning, like like doing when I do my gashwa. So my gashwa, so I do my opening up, and then opening up, and then doing my thing, doing my thing, doing my thing. It's good. And like I said, even if you don't have the tools, you can literally use your fingers and just mimic the tool and what it's doing, right? Mimic the tool and what it's doing. You can use your hands. You can use your hands. You can use your hands. None of these are going away. I'm always confused and don't understand what's going on. So I would look crazy. This one is right here. This 11. This one's really deep. I've been confused for a long time. I've been wondering what's wrong with these niggas for a long time. So I have it's like real. It's real deep since I was little. But so we're down here, girl. I have no idea what is going on. You can see the streak so much. I had a microfiber towel. I don't know where it went. Oh, this did actually pretty good. This little cotton diaper. Did y'all use remember before disposable? I think disposable diapers were something that helped ruin the the atmosphere, to help ruin the environment. hmm Convenience ruined the environment. Actually, I'll say that. Convenience ruined it. Girl, we're not gonna be doing this all throughout the video. Let me put some lip dew on. So it's Friday. It's y'all say Friday Junior, but wouldn't Saturday be Friday Junior? Because don't Junior come after? So this will be Friday. No, it's not a Friday Junior. Saturday is Friday Junior. Have y'all ever thought about that? That's something. That's another thing. I'll be like, that doesn't make sense. Friday Junior. I remember I said it one time, and I was like, Happy Friday Junior, and I was like, wait, the juniors come after, so Saturday would be Friday Junior, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? I have to put some lotion on. So I got all my stuff together. So what is going on? I have no idea. I have another video that needs to premiere, and I'll have that premiere in probably this morning because it's from yesterday. I meant to premiere it not premiere it last night. I meant to publish it last night, and I fell asleep watching John Wayne Gacy's documentary on Peacock. Are y'all watching it? That motherfucker was crazy. And it's so funny because the people interviewing him, based on their pictures, you're like, oh, did they become friendly with him? And I guess they did. But when they talk about him, they're like, he's very manipulative. He knows how to, he's a great leader, but he's very manipulative. And he has I guess like an evil side to him. But the way that he started I guess they had like a lodge. It wasn't like an Elks or a Masons lodge. It was like they called themselves Paces, JCs. They called themselves JCs. And they had like a membership, and it was like a men's club. But John Gacy, he was in charge of the membership. And so the way that he increased membership was having stag parties. You know what stag parties are? If you don't, it's parties where we just show adult XXX films. And then guess what happens afterwards? A bunch of men in a room watching XXX film. What you think is happening? Right. And so membership increased. I tell you, these niggas be gay. These niggas, I'm sorry. John Gacy said he's bisexual. He is bisexual. He don't have nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with gay people. He has had relations with men. Like, he's in this interview like, yeah, I would consider myself bisexual. I have no problem. He's like, I'm very liberal when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, I have never seen this interview before. I don't think anybody has, with John Wayne Gacy. And when you look at pictures of him when he was younger, he was not a bad looking, like a younger, like in his 20s maybe, as a teenager. He wasn't a bad looking dude. He just got real big and swollen. His neck started melting into his face and body. It was one picture he took, and he was like this, like his double chin was outside of his like collar, and I was like, ew. You thought that was cute? They said he went into the jail. He started running the jail, organizing the jail, built a mini golf course in front of the jail. Uh-huh. Yeah. And so when it was time for to come up to the board, he had all of these things on where he kind of like, you know what Puffy is doing, right? Where he kind of was leading people on the inside. And they were like, John Gacy was, he didn't even wear the standard uniform. He got in there, so he was wearing like a different clothes than the other prisoners, because he got in good with somebody in the laundry room, and in another room, one of the inmates that was there with him said, they interviewed him, and he has kids. I would change my, that's a one reason to change your goddamn last name. If I was running around with the last name Gacy, I would not. I would change my last name. Nope, I'm not. Mm-mm. Your father was John Gacy? Mm-mm. I'm changing my last name. Nope. Would you change your last name if your father was a serial killer? I would. If I found out today my father was a serial killer, I would go down to the courthouse and change my last name. You goddamn right I would. Sure would. Girl, no, no ma'am. Absolutely not. So John Gacy, he got the membership to the boys club, to the men's club. He started doing showing triple X films, and then the men would have relations with each other. They did wife swapping as well. Yeah, he said he was bisexual. He said he's bisexual. He was like, I don't have anything against homosexuals. I'm bisexual. If I've had sex with men, like, it's like he doesn't see a problem with it. They were trying to call him the homosexual because he killed men. You know what I'm saying? He killed men. He would, tie them up. He said he learned how to tie knots in Boy Scouts. That documentary is actually pretty good. I'm on episode 3, but I fell asleep last night watching it. I was like, John Wayne Gacy. And then what's crazy about it, you can like see like glimpses of his evil. Like if you watch him, like he does all this smiling, especially the actor. The actor, because there's two things happening. There's a documentary of John Wayne Gacy being interviewed, and then there's a series, okay, of how he got caught, and how they were looking for one particular boy, and then it led them to that he was seen last with John Gacy. So they went to his house, and then people start like the house. Even they said even his wife complained about the smell in the house, but he had 33 people buried in his yard. 33 people buried in his yard. I know it was funky over there. I know it was stinking in that neighborhood by his house. I know it was. But he would put them in there. And I don't know how he got his big ass underneath that house. I don't know how big that crawl space, because it was like a crawl space. And then they ended up pulling out the floor of the house so they could actually get into the crawl space. And it was 33 people in there. Well, 29 people under the house, and then like a couple buried in the backyard. And he would douse them in lime. And so the lime, I don't know if the lime got rid of the smell or the lime helped break down the body, either or. But yeah, they said even his wife complained. He was married twice, has children. A whole damn serial killer killing boys. So that boy was the last one seen with him. So that led them, and then they started investigating him. They started following him. And then a lawyer, I think he got him drunk or something, but he basically confessed. And then one of the guys that he that worked for him, but also they did favors, right? So John Gacy said that they would um, give him fellatio, and then he would give them something in return, basically. So one of those guys was like, when he picked him up, and he was like, he ran over because the cops were following him, and that guy, he ran over to the cops' cars and was like, John just told me that he killed 33 people. 33 people. But see, and then like when you think about like he did the birthday parties for the kids, and they asked him, what were you doing birthday parties to try to kind of like get recruit? And he was like, no. He was like, we would go to hospitals, and he looked like a creepy clown. I don't know what kind of clown. I don't know. When you see pictures of him, they just look really creepy. And then the guy was like, he killed 33 people. He was a clown, he was a clown in the neighborhood. He wasn't doing it to recruit. Like the guys that he would get, they were like teenagers, like older teenagers. And he would give them a job at with his contracting company. And then even like in the film, the girl was like, he would come in here, but he was always mean to the girls. He was always really nice to all the boys, but really mean to the girls. But then in his interview, he said he's bisexual, but he prefers women. He was like, but basically, I prefer to marry women and have sex with men. Because if you marry the woman, then you get the free labor. If she agrees to gender roles, right? You get the free labor, and then you get to have sex with men. And then she was kind of with the lifestyle because they were doing like swapping partners. And then his sister came to visit him. And this is out of his sister's own mouth. She came to visit him. And when they left the little shindig he told his sister, I'm not coming home. And he left. And then his wife went home with he went with some lady, and her husband came home with them. And then the next day he got home, she told him, his sister told him, why would you put me in that position? I don't care what you do, but don't put that shit in my face. You know what I'm saying? So his sister was offended by that. And she also said her mother favored him over her, basically, but favored him and protect him. And she said, I believe my mom died with a lot of secrets of John's. His father was an abusive alcoholic. Hmm. And I said, I don't know if they cared that he was bisexual. I don't remember them talking about that, but yeah. So go watch it. There's a series going on, and then there's the documentary of him being interviewed. And that's what I was saying. The people that were interviewing him is this older man with glasses, he looks like a little pipsqueak type of dude, like a little stature, his little stature. And he was like talking about how manipulative he was, but then like you see him in pictures smiling with him, like smiling with John Gacy, but then when they actually talk about him, they were not enamored by his ability to manipulate and his ability to get people to like listen to him and do what he says. Like even in the series they show he was in solitary, and the cop was coming to bring food for him. I think it was Thanksgiving or Christmas or something, and he gives him food through the little slat through the door. And then he was just staring at him after the cop was just staring at John Gacy, right? And then he was like, well, you want to pull up a chair, you want to talk? And then he was like, how could you, I think he said, how did you do that to all them people or something like that? And he was like, he was helping them. He was like, I'll help you, I'll tell you where everybody is. And he started drawing a map telling them where everybody was. But then the cop was like, how did you do that to all those people? And he was like, I'll show you. And then he was like, put your hand, give me your hand. I just need your hand. So the fucking cop, that's why I said, that's how you know that he had the ability to, like, there's something about him. And that's with all serial killers. There's something about him, charisma, charm, to get people to do things. Knowing he's very violent and very dangerous, the cop unrolls his sleeve, rolls his sleeve up, unbuttons it, rolls it up, and puts his hand through the thing. And I was looking like, you stupid as hell. But he put his hand through the thing, and he was like, he gave him, was it a chain? It was something. He had a chain of something, a string of something, and he tied it in a knot. And then he was like, I need your pen. He was like, let me show you a trick. That's what he said. He was like, I need your pen. Why would you give him a pen? A pen can be used as a weapon. He could have stabbed your hand or anything like that. But anyways, he gave him the pen. And then he put the pen through the knot and started twisting the pen. And then the man grabbed his hand. He was like, and that's how they And he was like, you'll lose consciousness in about 30 seconds if this was your neck, like that. And then the man like grabbed his hand out of the finger fast, like, oh shit, this motherfucker is crazy. Yeah, and you unrolled your damn sleeve and put your arm in there with a serial killer, girl, so he could show you how he kills people. These niggas are crazy. I was like, no, I'm not putting my hand through there. No, thank you. So it was pretty good. It's so far it's pretty good. I'm on episode 3. Like I said, I fell asleep last night, and I think I'm on episode 3 of both of them, because I was like, why did it end and why is there no other episode? And I think they're coming out weekly. I think they're releasing them weekly, so you can't really binge watch. But then I was like, oh, there's a documentary, and I'm like, okay, let me watch the documentary. And then I started watching the documentary, and the documentary is them interviewing John Gacy. I remember it was a big deal when Johnny Depp purchased some John Gacy artwork, and his artwork after he died, it was a lot of artwork that he had that people were buying. Hey Siri, when did John Gacy die?
John Wayne Gacy died May 10th, 1994.
Yeah,
at age 52 in Illinois.
Okay, thank you. I remember that. I remember like it being a big deal that Johnny Depp bought some of John Wayne Gacy's artwork. You can look it up, probably look it up on the internet. You can probably find that. But I remember he died in 1994, and I remember everybody was like it was worth something. Isn't that crazy? It's so crazy. Anyway, so I don't know what is happening on the blogs today. I'm sorry. I think black golds look so ugly. They do. I don't think they're pretty at all.
I sponsor the now. Yes. I sponsor the blog. Let me tell you something.
It looks like you have tar in your teeth. It says Northwest and her friends dressed like Kai Cenat and his friends. Aaron Pierre flaunts smile and muscles while gracing men's health cover. All right, let's see. Lizzo with a new post this Halloween season. Okay, she's pregnant, playing a pregnant person. Not sure, quite sure. Let's see. Justin Bieber and wife Hailey Bieber with a selfie. He always be looking like, how did I get myself into this? Why do the niggas always be looking like that when they're married? How did I get myself into this? They be looking mad. Justin Bieber be looking pissed off. Look at his face. I'm trying to drink this tea, but it's super duper hot. Stupid. Oh. Okay, they're showing all of the shots are um of like people's bodies, like what do they call them? Hot shots. This is on Hollywood Unlocked. Mariah Carey with a reminder that it's not time yet.
And not yet. Not yet. It's not time yet. Not yet.
Not time for her Christmas song. It says Amazon to lay off around 14,000 employees from their corporate workforce. Amazon is set to cut around 14,000 corporate jobs as the e-commerce powerhouse shift gears, doubling down on spending for artificial intelligence while trimming expenses in other areas. Teams and individuals affected by these cuts will be informed on Tuesday. Most employees will have 90 days to search for new roles within the company, according to Beth Galletti, Senior Vice President of People Experience and Technology at Amazon. People experience and technology. How do you include the people's experience when the technology is moving faster than the evolution of the people? And then what people experience, the customers experience, or your employees experience? I just don't want to live in a place that is like literally ran by corporations. Like the whole, like the United States is a product. And literally, the United States Incorporated is a product, and the people of the citizens of its country are a product as well. And it's so weird because it's just like, I'm telling you, when I look at TikTok, I get a real uneasy feeling. Like I love the TikTok shop. I love, but just like when you're scrolling and it's just like sell, and it's like sell. So people selling something, something. People selling something, people selling something. And I know we're all selling something, right? Because we all are affected by capitalism, and that's literally one system that is particularly hard to not participate in is the system of capitalism. And I feel like when I look at TikTok shop, I feel like it's just consuming a bunch of things that are technically wasteful, um, things that you can only use one or two times, or I don't know. There's some like nice deals and authentic, purchasing. You can buy all kind of shit through TikTok shop, but it's just scrolling through the shop section, and it's just people selling stuff, and all I can think about is that movie They Live, where it's just like consume, reproduce, obey. It's just like marry, reproduce, obey, consume, and it's just like buy. And it's just like, I really and it's no offense to those that have that this happening in their home right now, but I saw a woman's bedroom on TikTok, and she had some shelving system in her bedroom, and it looked like she had every single Bath and Body Works fragrance. It looked like a store in her home. She had it was I don't want to say it was Bath and Body Works. It's the other one. They have the gold. It's like, I think you get them. I don't know if you get them at Sephora or Ulta. Not Sephora, at Ulta. They're like tubs of like body butter and body scrubs, and they have gold tops on them. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about, but they have a multitude of fragrances. And that woman seemed to have every single fragrance. It looked like it was so many. It looked like a store in her bedroom. And I was like, do you, like, are you're consuming all of this, but are you actually using all of these fragrances? Like, I figure people have maybe two to three fragrances that they really like stick to. Why is it what is the purpose of buying every single fragrance? Just because you can? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's so wasteful. You know, I buy things, yes, but I have gotten to the place where like today I have a pair of shoes. Remember I told you I ordered a pair of shoes, but I'm going to donate another pair of shoes. So I'm literally just replacing it. I'm not adding to it. So I'm getting rid of one pair of shoes and adding the other pair of shoes. So that's something that I've lived by for a long time. Even with the boys, when they buy a pair of shoes, I tell them pick a pair of shoes to donate, because you're not going to just keep stacking these shoes because you don't wear them after a while, and there's no reason for them to be sitting there taking up space. Donate them. Somebody, like, even when I see people with their tennis shoe collection, we love tennis shoe collections. I don't know. I don't know. I just think about all those shoes and just like, I mean, I don't know. And people are going to do what they want, but I just feel like there's like waste, a lot of waste. Like I was just talking about the diapers. I feel like disposable diapers really affected the environment. All that waste that's in the diaper, plus the diaper itself, and all those little. Have you ever broke up a diaper after it's been soiled? You can see all the little beads that are used to like capture the moisture or the liquid. It's 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 weird. I don't know. So people and technology, I don't know. How do you have your technology is advancing faster than your humans are evolving. She said, for those who can't snag a new position or choose not to look, they'll receive a transitional support, which includes severance so they don't sue, outplacement services, and health insurance benefits. Ever since Trump got in office, everything has been going downhill because he's running the United States like he runs his business, and you see how his businesses have done. So what do you think this business is going to do? AI taking over the world. We're in the end times. AI better pay those taxes to the government. The whole system is about to crash just because of the greediness of a few billionaires. The world is already struggling financially. The crazy part is, y'all think that the United States is the world. United States is not the world, honey. The world is not tumbling down. The United States might be crumbling down. The US might be crumbling. Soon there won't be any jobs. Too many people, not enough jobs to go around. The crime rate is going to go up too. That's what they want. Because if I can produce criminals, I can add them to the jails, and then that's free labor. Because the 13th Amendment says it's you can get slavery is legal in jail. They have that loop that is that whoever, like I used to always say, I wish I was a fly on the wall when they came up with these things. Like, who thought of that? Who wrote the 13th Amendment to say that slavery is still legal under the 13th Amendment, and then now we're going to create environments where people can commit crimes so they can come back in jail, and so we can still have free labor. Somebody was like, they just be sitting up in jail doing. I said, no, they have them motherfucking niggas working. Them niggas be working in jail. It's free labor, and they pay them like 52 cents. Not even that. They get paid like really, it's like a real low. It's free labor. It's free labor. That was genius, whoever thought about that, to put the 13th Amendment in the Constitution and then turn around and make it impossible not to end up in jail, especially if you were black during those times, right? Everything you do was against the law, even though they was doing the same thing and worse. But if you do it, it's against the law. And so we have, now you broke a code of law, so now you're in jail. Now we back with the free labor. And the crazy part is, to me, it would be death over dictatorship, but that's just me. Why do they have to search for other positions in 90 days at the same place they got laid off from? Just give them another position. Right. Because they don't really have other positions. They just have to do that and offer that so they don't get sued. That's why they give them a severance as well, so they don't get sued. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to find another job here, even though there's no other jobs. I'm gonna give you a severance. I'm gonna give you COBRA benefits. Not everybody gets COBRA. If they quit a job or end a job or leave a job, they'll get an option to have COBRA, so they can have um, benefits interim before they can continue their benefits before they go off to another job or whatever. I really despise and loathe and am offended that this country ties their health benefits to the jobs. It's a way to it literally is a way to keep you trapped in the job if they give you. And then a lot of these jobs, they give you health insurance benefits, but they're not really good benefits. Like, they take out a bunch of money. Like, I feel like they're like, Dr. Bronner's was talking about their health benefits, and they pay for their employees' health benefits. The employees don't pay anything. It's not deducted from their pay. They get their pay, and then they get their health benefits paid for by Dr. Bronner's. I thought that was wonderful. Mind you, Amazon was just down for hours last Monday. Replacing humans with machines doesn't sound practical. I won't spend a dime with Amazon. So if they're deporting the people taking our jobs, why is everyone getting laid off? Just like the one that's just like the previous comment said, to create a criminal element. Pretty soon you're gonna be hearing the sirens. It's gonna be like, tonight is the night of the purge. And don't if you don't gather to purge who you need to purge instead of purging somebody who just cut you off the other day or whatever, no, you purge. That's the one thing about the purge that they, maybe I didn't see, did I watch the last one? I don't believe I watched the last one, but there needs to be a purge where the citizens turn against the government and purge the government. But that would be too much like giving people an idea. We're surrounding this White House. Y'all better be down in that motherfucking bunker. We got one night, girl. We taking out the This was a movie. I'm talking about a movie, okay? That's weird. They just have a massive hire for the holidays. Learn AI and utilize it before it takes your job. Several states sued Trump administration over withheld food stamps. And the crazy part, see, white people, that's how I'm telling you, white people they have a mental illness because you voted against your self-interest. You're literally sitting somewhere believing that the majority of black people, the blacks, are on food stamps and using government assistance when the majority of the people on government assistance and needing food stamps are the whites. And that's just a fact. And because they're so blinded by their racism and their bigotry, they voted against their self-interest. And now they are affected by what's currently happening. And now all of a sudden this is what we need to do. Hey guys, this is what we need to do. No, this is what y'all need to do. This is what you voted for. You voted against your self-interest. You were so blinded by your bigotry and your racism and your hatred of black people for no reason than their skin being dark. So that's why I say you suffer from a mental illness, and even more of a mental illness that you will literally vote against yourself. You know you're on Snap, but for some reason in your mind, you have this idea that the majority of people on Snap are brown and black people, and that is simply not true. And you can literally do your research and see yourself because and it's crazy because they don't hide those statistics. That's the crazy part. They don't hide those statistics. They're out there available for you to see. And white people still they hold on to the propaganda. And now look at you. Yeah, and yeah, when I tell you the leopards are gnawing and chewing and biting and popping your eyeballs and chewing your teeth and lips and ears, eating your fucking face off. That's what y'all voted for. That's what y'all wanted. So now the people want to sue. 25 states are sending a clear message to Trump. Don't play with people's plates. The state, along with the DC, with the District of Columbia, have joined forces to sue Trump administration, accusing it of cutting off the crucial lifeline for millions of Americans during an ongoing government shutdown. I saw this thread of this man saying that his mother got benefits and she won't be able to afford something next month. And then people in the comments were like, you need to take care of your mom. Isn't that what she had you for? You're supposed to take care of your parents in the old age. And the man was like, I can't even afford to live on my fucking own. Sound like y'all need to join forces. Sound like you need to move in with your mama. And that's another thing. When they individualize people and how do you say, isolate women and men in nuclear families, you lose community. You lose community. People moving out. That's why I used to complain about my family, how people would just move like one end of the fucking city to the next, to the end of the other city. How come all y'all didn't buy homes in the same area? Like I lived on the street that I grew up on. There was a family that lived on my street. The street that I grew up on in East Los Angeles was not even a quarter mile. It was on the top of a hill, and the street was very short, a very short street. and it was at the very top of the hill. And on that very short street, there was a family, and they occupied 3 homes on that street. And I loved it. One of the family lived across the street from us, and then 2 of the other homes. No, one home was down the hill, a little bit down the hill, and then the other home was up the hill. And the grandmother lived across the street from us. The daughter lived up the street, and I think her sister lived down the street. And then the family that lived next to that family, they also had another family up the hill. Like I said, the hill is a very short street in Los Angeles at the top of the hill. Like literally, we could, on a clear, beautiful day, we could stand on top of the hill and see the Pacific Ocean that way. And then this way, we had the Los Angeles skyline, Hollywood sign, Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles. Like we could see everything beautiful. Every time there was fireworks at Dodger Stadium, we would sit on the balcony and enjoy the fireworks at Dodger Stadium. Anything going on downtown, anything, we would be able to see it. So that's the hill. And I love the fact that on that street, one family occupied 3 homes in that on that. And I thought it was wonderful. They all lived, and they still occupy, people in that family still occupy that home across the street from my grandmother's house. That home is still in their family. It's still in their family. When I don't know why. I know that Latino people do it. Like I said, I was talking about Oscar de la Hoya the other day when he lived in Montebello, and he had 3 or 4 homes in that cul-de-sac. Everybody lived close in proximity. That's how you maintain your community. That's how your children grow up with multi-generational folks around them, not just in the home with you and your husband, or just you by yourself or whatever. We've gotten away from community when we like have this idea like, oh, we need to be married to create families. No, the way that you create families is keeping everybody together in the same area. That's how the family grows. And then everybody knows that they have support. You don't kick people out when they turn 18. You let them stay. That's the reason why immigrants can come to this country and thrive, because they operate with community in mind. Americans do not operate like that, including Black Americans, white and Black Americans, even Mexican Americans. They pull the same shit. They fall into that. If they don't have a solid community foundation, they fall into that. Everybody's moving so far from each other, even so far from the grandmother's house, right? No, we are going to all be close. We're all going to be in the same city so we can maintain community. The way that my family was like spread out all over the place: Lake Elsinore, Rancho Cucamonga, Santa Clarita, Temecula, like everybody's so out. Los Angeles, Long Beach, um, everybody towards the valley, right? Um, Silmar, Pacoima, like just all these, and then the other way, going east, San Bernardino, and all those in San Bernardino County, all those cities in Riverside and Fresno. Everybody's moving. Why do y'all all live so far apart? Why do we have to travel so far from one house to the next? Going from your uncle's house to your aunt's house, it's an hour and 20 minutes or 2 hours. Like, why? That's how you break down a family, when you operate in a space where everybody needs to be married and then sent off to isolate their nuclear family. No, you maintain family and community by everybody staying around each other. That's how you do that. But not in America, Jack. This is America, Jack. It says the lawsuit. This says the lawsuit was filed Tuesday in federal court in Massachusetts, challenging the administration's decision to withhold SNAP benefits, Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, after refusing to use emergency funds to keep the program afloat. He has a hero complex. He's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. Like literally, I've said it. I want to really find that tweet, because I've said it before. I've said it the last time. Himself Donald Trump himself is the epitome of what America is. He is the epitome of what America is. Hold on, I'm about to find that tweet. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't find it. Oh, but I basically said that he is exactly what America is: fat, gluttonous, greedy, white, male, heterosexual, I use in quotations, Christian, I use in quotations because they're not really heterosexual and they're not really Christians. Um, I'm trying to find it. I said Gargamel is tearing down Smurf Village. I used to call him Gargamel because it literally he's like Gargamel running through the Smurfs village, right? And looking for people to control. I keep saying it, y'all don't want to listen. I said it. I said I bet he tries to find a loophole in the Constitution to where he can stay in position. And there's really not a loophole in the Constitution. There really isn't a loophole in the Constitution to where he could stay in because as a president of the United States, you can only serve 2 terms. Now, I don't know if you have to have a break before you try again, but I don't know if it's 2 terms in your lifetime. I don't know that, but you can't do two. You could do 2 consecutive terms, but you cannot run a third term. Now, I don't know if you have to have a break, like somebody else needs can run, and then I'll run again, even though it will be a third term, it will be a break. I don't know if that's like a thing. Y'all let me know for those constitutionalists out there. But the electoral college is the thing that needs to be dismantled. That's what needs to be dismantled. The electoral college, because that's another loophole, twist, sham of a this whole fucking country, bro, is just, is anyone making sure that President Trump doesn't happen again? Like that's what I put. And I can't find the tweet where I was going down the list of the type of person that he is and what he actually represents. White, male, heterosexual, Christian, fat, sloppy, um, just a fat, sloppy, misogynist, racist, homophobe, xenophobe. He's literally he's like the embodiment of the underbelly of a human being. Everything that you think is gross about a human being, Donald Trump embodies that disgustingness. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go now. I can't find the tweet, and I want to try and find. I want to try one more time because I was trying to look in my bookmarks, but I just don't want to waste um, epitome. I don't want to waste time. Hold on, let me do this. Here it is. Oh, that's the reason why I couldn't find it, because I I hid his name. I did Trump asterisk TR asterisk MP. I said Trump is the epitome of what America is: male, mediocre, white, racist, bigoted, misogynistic, xenophobic, homophobic, fat, greedy, lazy, and behind in every industry. I mean, he's America's baby. He's the epitome of what America is. He truly is. He is. That's what I said. And I said that back in 2019. Yep, he's America's baby. He's getting away with everything. You're asking the epitome of America to stop acting American. These idealized versions of America y'all keep trying to remember is a fucking lie, and y'all need to stop. That was in 2019. The American government is the epitome of mediocrity. That's what I said in 2020. And that's how I feel about it. He's like literally every single thing that can be fucking wrong with a person. Trump embodies that. And then the fact that he can get away with the things that he does tells you that the system that he's operating under is flawed. If someone that can possess felonies, be convicted, can possess the highest office in the land, something is wrong, terribly wrong with your system. Unless your system coddles criminals and houses criminals and allows criminals to preside over the land as the president of the United States, unless that's what the system is. See, we think the system is defective. It might be working exactly how it's supposed to work. So now I'm going to go. All right, take care of each other. Protect your energy. You're going to come back for another video. Peace.